Greetings and welcome to my second week of Mech Logs, aka Mech Dragon Logs, as I am part of the smaller division of Mech that handles with military dragons. Some dragons are more animalistic, acting like animals, while others can even be more intelligent than humans. We ally with these dragons to fight against our enemies. First up, I want to talk about Codename Tar. They're a dragon with a large horn on their face, resembling last week's codename Rhino. You see, they are a part of a species of tar drakes, a rather common species. His family lived in some of the tar pits near the warlord's castle, the warlord of which I discussed in the previous log, and of whom his name has not been discovered yet. He seems to have been born with a random mutation that means he is not only adapted to be immune to tar like most of his species, but he is also able to spit it in large quantities at his enemies, and even light it up with a flick of a switch, supposedly. This means he is incredibly powerful, but as he only joined us extremely recently, he has not yet joined the strongest squadron in our ranks, aka the Summer Squadron. However, in this log, we will be discussing someone who has become a part of that squadron. Next up is Codename Fisherman. They are part of a species of dragon known as the Fisherman Dragons. If other dragons of this species had joined us ranks, this name would likely be confusing. However, they haven't, as this is the only one, which will make more sense when I explain them. You see, Fisherman Dragons' main source of food is, as you would expect, fishing. They use dragon maggots, which is a species of dragon that are incredibly small, as bait to catch fish, with their fishing hook-like tail. They have wings, though do not use them for flying, and they are mostly aquatic, living in swamps or lakes. However, this species was slowly going extinct until a branch of Mech slowly started to bring this species back to life. They created the sort of oil rig in the middle of the ocean, though not meant for making oil, a simple island where they could try to up the numbers of fisherman dragons. Fisherman dragons are intelligent, but not as much as other dragons, and they sometimes have difficulty comprehending things that other dragons find easy. However, with enough practice, they become great fighters in the battlefield. Recently, around 3 weeks ago, the species was deemed no longer under threat of extinction. Codename Fisherman's real name is Sammy Beakneck. We have no idea where they got this name from, as their parents unfortunately died while they were young. However, we are lucky to have this species back out in the wild, and also lucky to have this dragon, as he has become an expert during his training at using his spiked tail as a weapon, as well as providing food for his fellow recruits. You may remember in my previous log from a week ago, I discussed the Great Rift, or Fusion Crisis, Genesis event, whatever you want to call it, where 4 of our top dragons were taken from us through a multi-dimensional rift. We are still looking into how that happened, but luckily this did lead to many other dragons joining our ranks. We don't often deal with multi-dimensional threats here in the Dragon branch of Mech, although other branches of Mech do so a lot more commonly. No, but one of our newest recruits has dealt with one as such. You see, they were infected by a biomechanical enhancement that they did not wish for from another dimension. They have no idea where it came from, and we are looking into whether it could have possibly come from the same dimension our dragon's energies were stolen into. Now, this is mostly internal, so we can't see it on his outer form, except for parts of his shoulders and face. He is codenamed Speaker, as for years after he gained these abilities, he was both a motivational speaker and someone trying to create peace by speaking at great battles to try and convince both sides to stop fighting. You may have guessed as such from that description, but he is mostly a pacifist, and believes that the best way to stop a battle is to convince both sides to stop, rather than trying to defeat them. As such, he is not as set on joining us. I don't quite like that. I feel like as a part of Mech, we should be taken seriously, and if you join, you're joined, that's it, but we are a small branch, so he's looking into joining us. He isn't fully set on it at the minute, as he's not sure about our military values, but he does appreciate that some people and dragons do need to be taken down for the greater good. However, despite his slight aversion to joining us, he has been great in training and great at motivating his other fellow teammates. We do hope he joins us, as he will be quite useful in the battlefield, and my prediction is he would likely even make the Summer Squadron, as his powers of quick manoeuvrable flight and devastating sound blasts are quite useful. Speaking of the Summer Squadron, our next recruit, despite only joining us relatively recently, has become a part of it. Codename Atmosphere is one of many alien dragons we've discovered recently, and we're looking into whether there could be more we don't know about. However, for now, we simply know the facts. The facts being that this dragon comes from space, but not from a specific planet. They fly through space, breathing oxygen by slightly dipping into planets' atmospheres to breathe. It is impractical, but as you may have guessed, there aren't many other predators in deep space. He has a sort of ally/pet that he brings along with him that helps him battle and scout at the battlefield while he's flying at high speeds, as he can fly at up to 250 miles per hour, and we do believe with more training he will vastly surpass it. You see, he crashed on Earth when a large twister reaching the ends of Earth's atmosphere accidentally brought him in. He met up with the next dragon we'll talk about, codenamed Disaster, and with his help was able to repair Atmosphere's wings so he would be able to fly back to space. However, he decided to stay on Earth and fight alongside Mech for the greater good. You see, he flies so fast that while most dragons have fire breath, he does not need it, as he flies so quickly that the natural flammable material that makes up his body lights a flame from the speed, and he is able to scorch the battlefield as he swoops down and flies past. This is why he needs his sort of ally, so that they can direct him in the battlefield, as he can't see while moving at such high speeds. We'll talk about Codename Disaster yet, but for now we are very happy to have Codename Atmosphere on the Summer Squadron, the most powerful squadron of all. Codename Disaster is part of a species known as the catastrophe dragons that are almost extinct and extremely rare, spread across the globe, and also believed for there to be only 1,000 dragons of this species left in the world. However, unlike the fisherman dragons, these dragons are quite well off of themselves, as they live for upwards of 500 years. As young, they have large wings that enable them to fly, but as they grow up and their muscle mass increases dramatically, they lose their ability to fly. You see, codenamed Disaster was trying to stop the twister that was coursing through the atmosphere when Codename Atmosphere crashed into it. You see, disaster dragons can breathe plumes of fire massively, exploding the size of a house, thanks to their jaws that split open slightly at the bottom. But they also have the ability to try and stop disasters by breathing in overrushing wind. However, this also believes they can sometimes cause disasters if their powers aren't trained. Codename Disaster did not have many abilities and was quite untrained, so it is likely he could accidentally cause a disaster. But luckily, he was doing quite a good job at stopping it before Codename Atmosphere arrived. He did manage to stop it, but eventually he did have to stop and help Codename Atmosphere in his quest. Luckily, however, he has joined us along with Codename Atmosphere, and he is incredibly powerful. One of the largest dragons in our teams, he is known for his brute strength, and his plumes of fire breath are quite impressive. Honestly, I don't know why he hasn't joined the Summer Squadron, as he is one of our most impressive new recruits. However, it could be because of his quite heavy anger issues. Many of you may remember the widely televised event from a year ago, known as the Dragon Bombings. No actual bombs were involved, but at this mech site of this mech division, they were trying to harness dragon fire to create an unlimited energy source. And unfortunately, this didn't pay out very well, as the involatile energy exploded, destroying a large sector of our base and killing upwards of 200 dragons. However, it seems that those dragons' souls have taken on a new job, in codename Victory, who appears almost like the rival to codename Radiant, who unfortunately was taken during the fusion crisis. We had received scattered reports of a long yellow dragon appearing like codename Radiant a year ago, even from codename Radiant themselves, saying that the dragon appeared to be hunting him. However, we never really took this seriously due to how chaotic the times were. However, he has arisen openly now, and is likely a rival to codename Radiant, who, although codename Radiant has existed for many years, this dragon only arrived recently, and so does not believe that codename Radiant was taken from us. He believes we are lying to him when we tell him that. See, codename Victory is named as such, as we cannot actually have him work for us, even if we wanted to, as he is locked to be trapped between time and space, until a great victory happens for the good of the world. Then, glimpses of him will be seen, and he will appear above a battlefield. We do not know his abilities yet, and he is still quite mysterious to us, so we are apprehensive to even call him an ally of ours. But as we did ally with codename Radiant, we do believe we'll be able to do the same with him. The final dragon for this week's logs is codename Monk. See, codename Monk was once a hitman, a mercenary, who would hunt down anyone he was told to, who he believed did not deserve all the good things that they had. Essentially, killing the rich, or anyone he believed was not grateful for what they had. He was a gun for hire, essentially, and a dangerous vigilante we would never want to work with. However, recently, he was approached by a cosmic entity, or so he says. He had a revelation, again, as so he says. We are not sure we need to believe him just yet. However, he has gained somewhat magical abilities from this. He claims he had a revelation where he realised all humans and dragons are equal but also worthless. Tiny specks of dust in the endless drifting veil of the cosmos. His words, not mine. And so now, instead of being a mercenary that simply kills out of revenge, he will kill anyone he is told, as he believes we will all be reincarnated anyway, and that this life does not matter. To be honest, I can see where he is coming from, and we do plan to at least attempt to ally with him in the future. But for now, we believe he is more foe than friend.